Welcome to the Leadership for Change concurrent session. I'm Zoe Kimball, a 12th grader at White Knoll High School. I'm also the MRC unit leader inside of the Center for Public Health hosted chapter at White Knoll. And together with my hype team at White Knoll High School in Lexington, South Carolina, we assisted in planning and launching the Fast Break program at White Knoll High School to offer students a second chance of getting breakfast in the morning. Through doing this, I have realized that there are actually a lot of faults in well, not faults per se, but just blank spaces where you think everyone should have opportunity to the same thing, but that's just not necessarily true. And so after doing this, I realized that a lot more people need a lot more help than what I thought whenever I was little. And so from here on out, I've been doing pretty much anything I can do to be involved in my community, whether it's attending Zoom panels or volunteering at the zoo or anything along those lines, which has been rough with COVID. Don't get me wrong, because there's not nearly as many opportunities anymore, but I feel like this has changed me for the better and made me realize that the youth need us or need me more than what I thought they did. But being a youth ambassador for any organization is a great place to start in leadership. And it's a life journey. Being a youth leader can enact real change in our community starts with you. In this session, you will learn about Covey's 7 habits of highly effective teens or people, and you can use these habits to crush your goals every day. You'll also learn why youth voice is important and the impact you can have on your peers and community. Today's speaker is Fuel Up to Play 60 ambassador and Blythewood High School student Kyree Huggins. I hope you enjoy the session. Have a great day.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. My name is Kyree Huggins, and I am a youth council member for Fuel Up to Play 60. And here we have the video where I was able to interview and speak to the wonderful National Dairy Council President, and that was the one and only Junior Galley Carr, and another student ambassador, and his name was Mahar. And one thing about Fuel Up to Play 60, and we think about Fuel Up to Play 60, Fuel Up to Play 60 is an organization where it's focused on two main functions, and that is physical activity and healthy eating. And we definitely just want to bring students and student leaders engaged to come in and understand that the program that we face is about 7 things, 7 habits. And these 7 habits contribute to, number 1, being proactive. And when we understand about being proactive, that is when, number 1, you're in charge. And we're talking about, as leaders, you're in charge of yourself, your actions, everything that you do, every walk that you walk, every pattern that you go through, every decision that you make, you are in charge on how you plan to execute it and move forward in life. Habit number 2 is to begin with the end in mind, which means you must have a plan, which means start hoping and looking for the end, looking for your finish on how you want to succeed. I want to be the president of the United States one day. And I know that in order for me to become president, I got to have my goals and I have to have my plan set up so I can know how am I going to be able to get to being president. And then I got to look forward after I'm president, what's going to happen when I retire. You know, got to have that plan for the end. Habit number 3 is to put first things first, which means you work first, then play. And when you're working first, you're putting the most important things, the most important factors first, and then you'll get the last stage. You want to prioritize. And then habit number 4 is to think win-win, which is simply everyone can win. Everyone can win. We're not looking for no one to fall down. At the end of the day, we know that the race has already begun and everyone has already won because we put our all and our best into what we were capable of doing. Habit number 5 is to seek to understand and to be understood. It means you listen before you talk. Listen to everyone's opinions. Listen to everyone's ideas. Jot them down. Take note of the fact. Don't be so quick to jump in. To be able to listen and respond. And don't respond immediately, but respond with logic. Not emotions, but logic. And habit number 6 is to synergize, which means what we do when we synergize is that we want to make sure that we are together. Together is better. Together is better. And the number 7 is where Fuel Up to Play 60, the healthy eating lifestyle and the physical activity comes in. And that's the balance feels best, which means you're feeling your body, you're feeling greatness. You're exercising and making sure that everything is great with you, that you're making sure that physically and in your body that everything is together. And that's the most important. And those are the 7 habits of highly effective people by Robert, I believe his name is Robert Covey or is something, but I remember it's 7 habits of highly effective people. And now I'm going to present this video, this interview that we were able to do with the National Dairy Alliance president.
Play 60. Joining me today for the interview portion of Fueling Your Future is Jean Ridali-Carr, president of National Dairy Council, and Mal Harper Tell, a Fuel at the Play 60 student ambassador from Tennessee. Jean has spent most of her entire career focused on helping people of all ages eat nutrition-rich foods and move more for health. Jean has helped to create and foster partnerships from the White House to the schoolhouse, including working with the National Football League, Gen U Foundation, Feeding America, and Let's Move, and the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Malhar is a rising 9th grader and is the spokesperson for Fuel at the Play 60 for the Germantown School District in Tennessee. He got involved with Fuel at the Play 60 7 years ago. He became an active member of the program because of sports and the engagement Play 60 play school. His goal is to improve the health and wellness of those in his community and in the school. Together, represent the past, the present, and the future of Fuel at the Play 60. In our time together, you will gain insights on how to harness the evolution of Fuel at the Play 60 for your youth. So, Jean, take us back to the beginning. I'll say around 2009. Most of our audience would have been somewhere between kindergarten and 2nd grade, and Fuel at the Play 60 was just launching. What was going on at the time that made dairy farmers decide to partner with the National Football League to address child wellness? Because really, to me, it seemed like kind of unlikely partnership, if you ask me. So could you elaborate a little more on that?
Yeah, you are taking me back in time. And I'm thinking about my kids who are about kindergarten to, 8th grade. But National Dairy Council and the 31,000 dairy farmer families that support it have been providing nutrition research, quality education, and partnerships, which include really working in schools for the last 100 years. So we were taking a step back at that time to really look at how we could support youth fitness and actionable child wellness solutions and what we could do, because we have been so involved in schools over time. So at the same time, the NFL was looking, the National Football League was looking at their physical fitness program called Play 60 and trying to figure out how they could, engage even deeper. And so began the powerful partnership of the star power of the NFL and the nutrition know-how of the National Dairy Council coming together on behalf of the youth in our country to help make them healthier and healthier schools too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the most important part is how we started from Fuel at the Play 60, and we were able to develop on health and also leadership. We're in the leadership.
Well, that really, we started looking at, how do we get students involved in solving the problem of even healthier foods in schools and more physical activity. And so we were really looking, so we developed this program, and then it really evolved that it also became a leadership program for students that were trying to lead their schools to it wasn't just an individual thing, it was trying to change the environment of the school at the time. And so it really took leadership qualities to bring together all the diverse kind of stakeholders within the school system to come together to make real change. So it became a powerful leadership program.
Oh, amazing. And then to go to the plays, I know we have, and for those who are not familiar with Fuel at the Play 60, if you go to the Fuel at the Play 60 website at fuelattheplay60.com, we have plays, and the plays consist on the physical standpoint and the healthy eating standpoint, because that's what we know that Fuel at the Play 60 is about, healthy eating and physical activity. And some of the plays consist on flag football, the physical activity, flag football, a walking club, recess, and an in-class physical activity breaks. And the healthy eating consists on food insecurity, trying to make sure we're saving food and not throwing things away and trying to save things for others. So plays can focus on increasing access to healthy foods or at away from schools, but even inclusion of all physical activities in activities at school. So Gene, I'm a bit curious, if you had to pick one of the plays based on the Fill Up the Play 60 playbook, and if you were in school, which play would you have wanted to work on in your community and why?
There are so many great plays, and like any playbook, which the NFL players and teams use to figure out what their on the field strategy is. That's what this playbook is about, like taking your individual school, your individual students that are involved in it, and finding things that are the most meaningful in your school. And so I think for me, my background, I'm a registered dietitian, a mom of 3 kids, and having been involved with the National Dairy Council, I think my answer is without a doubt, it's the kind of the farm to school play. And that is really talking about the education, about what I see as a gap in education about how food gets to the table and the involvement of farms. So how do you bring the farm to the students, especially during this COVID? There's some really great content online in Discovery Education to bring the farm to the students and let them see how food is produced and meet a farmer, and then also then the implementation of at the school to bring local foods in and have them fit. So that's one of my favorites. And the other one is the area in the area of hunger, hunger in your community. And I just tell you, we have had one of the most, once the COVID happened and the schools started shutting down, and we needed to make sure we got food to the kids and the families that were missing out. And so it's a powerful play to work with the hunger area in your community to make sure all kids are getting the food and nutrition they need. So I think it's a tie for me.
Absolutely. I love it. And Mahar, why won't you join us and tell us which of the plays would you like to see your school focus on next year and why?
Well, this upcoming school year, I'd like to work on more of the healthy eating plays. In the last few years, we've really stepped up on the physical activity side, and now it's time to step up on the healthy eating side. The Go Nutritious play and the Waste Less and Enjoy play, those are the ones that we'll be targeting this year. We've actually had a lot of success with the healthy eating plays in the past, as the number of healthy foods in our cafeteria has gone up, and all the students are eating it more. So for this upcoming school year, I definitely want to focus on the healthy eating aspect of it.
Absolutely. And I think that when I joined Fill Up the Play 60, the first thing that I wanted to do was the walking club. I thought that walking club for physical activity was important. I mean, we don't have recess in high school. And so we were saying, many people eat and we sit down. And I said, well, how come during lunch, how about let's all go walking around the campus? And our campus is pretty big because it's a new school. And so I can say that, one thing we got with the attendance secretary, and she said, hey, I'll go walking. I walk around all the time during lunch. I said, hey, we should all join together and walk around the campus during lunch and grab an apple or something or get a little food in us and start walking until the bell rings, and that 5-minute bell rings. Hey, we done it. We did it. And so I think that was great. And also the flag football thing. That is amazing, especially how is giving back. They were able to get grants and were able to give scholarships and were able to give NFL flag football kits to schools. And so that was actually very much beneficial.
I'm just going to stop sharing there because I know that the time is coming, and so I wanted to make sure that we get time for the Q&A portion. But the gist that we were able, because this was a 23-minute interview that we had with the wonderful Jean Regalicard. And we thank her so much for everything that she's able to do and everything that she will continue to do for Fill Up the Play 60. and for everything that she has done. And one thing we want to encourage you to do is that anyone from the grades of 6 through 12 can sign up if you fill out the Play 60. If you're in 11th grade going into 12th grade, and we always have a summit. We used to have a summit every year at different locations. We had one in Cleveland, Ohio for 2019, and 2018 we had one in Atlanta, Georgia. And so we really enjoyed it. So I'm going to open it up. I believe there's the Q&A session now.
Yes, Kyree, thank you so much for that inspirational talk. We don't have any cute questions and answers right now, but I have one for you. By the way, I'm Brandy Freeman, the Communications and Marketing Manager at
Hi, Brandy. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Great.
How did you learn about Fuel Up to Play 60?
Well, I learned about Fuel Up to Play 60 since it was first brought to our attention in 3rd grade, when I was in 3rd grade at Killian Elementary School. And I sat down, and our teachers wanted us to get signed up and registered. They said, try to do plays so you could get yourself motivated and get yourself together. And we started doing jump rope for heart at school. And so, I mean, I got involved. I didn't really know what it was, didn't pay attention to what it was. So, I mean, after I created my account, I let it be what it was. And then I would say in 9th grade, I decided to look at my email all the way from 3rd grade, all the way to go to 9th grade. I looked at my email and looked at my spam folder, and it had Fuel Up to Play 60, and they had a summit coming up in Atlanta, Georgia. And they said, you have a chance to go. And you can get a scholarship to go because the original price is $775. And so, and I got a scholarship, and I applied, and I was able to go to the one in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I learned more about the program, I said, hey, I definitely got to get involved in this program. It was a great experience with leadership and public speaking. And I was able to get a $1,000 grant for my school from the summit. And was able to use that to influence people in high school to get involved and to take initiative to eat healthy and get more physically active.
Wow, that's impressive. So as a Fuel Up to Play 60 ambassador, what exactly is your role? What do you do? And how much time is involved in it?
Well, I used to be an ambassador since I was in 3rd grade, and then in my 10th grade, I believe 10th grade year, I became a youth counselor. And me becoming a youth counselor, my role as a youth counselor is when the selective group of youth counselors, they are literally like the student executives they're like a board of students that's over the program. So our job is to literally encourage students, get people more involved and closer to the higher ups of the program, and to talk to them and encourage them and be the student voice and the leaders of the program. And so I am one of the leaders of the program and able to connect with on different levels, no matter if it's with Gen Youth Foundation, or if it's with the NFL, or it's with the Dairy Council, or anywhere we can fit, we are definitely able to help in any way we can.
Okay, we have a couple of questions that just came in. The first one is, if you know the answer to this part of the question, how many school districts are involved in the program? If a district or school isn't involved, how do we get them involved? A school.
Well, the first question about how many districts, I'm not aware in South Carolina how many districts. I know that we don't have too many people within the South Carolina area that's as much as involved in the Fuel Up to Play 60. I know that we had someone from South Carolina 2018 year. He was from Florence or somewhere, and he was able to meet an NFL player and get a grant. But how do you get involved? Get registered on fueluptoplay60.com, create an account. And one thing is they have an area where you can complete challenges. And if you get 30,000 points, you can become a student ambassador. And then you want to get someone in your school. It could be your PE teacher, it could be a science teacher, any teacher, and ask them to get involved and to help. And they can become your sponsor or your program advisor, as we call it. And they can help you wrote, and we'll keep in touch with you to make sure that we understand how you're connected within South Carolina. And then you'll get in contact with our wonderful, great Jill Gobin, who is over Field Up the Play 60, I believe, for within the South Carolina area.
Yeah, wonderful. What kind of support did you receive? Assuming that's from Fuel Up to Play 60, and what were some of the ways you involved fellow students?
The type of support I was able to receive, one thing that Fuel Up to Play 60 is able, I was able to be able to, I guess if I'm getting the question right, connect with different young people and connect with different great inspirations around the area. I was able to go to New York and attend a Gen Youth gala where I was able to meet the NFL commissioner, and I was able to meet some great people. And how do you get them involved? You get them students involved by, I guess, going out and promoting. If I get that question, going out and promoting and being able to, I don't know if you can make flyers, if you can post on your social media platforms, and if you let them know that Fill Up the Play 60, you can be able to, especially if you're a guy and you love football. I mean, that's that for you. And if you love soccer and any other aspect, any other sports, as a young lady or a young man, we have those type of programs able for you. So I think that the best thing that the support I was able is to be able to have the support of your community, because you're helping your community by doing this.
Yeah. Well, that was all the questions, and we are just about out of time. I want to thank the audience for their questions. Kyree, I loved your presentation. It was a wonderful information. And if there are any youth or schools or teachers or public health workers out there who want to get involved with Fuel Up to Play 60, visit their website. What is the web address?
It's www.fueluptoplay60.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kyree.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good one.